project just needs 2 scarves to make a top. I'm going to show you on my little dress form here. I had a while back a thing on Instagram, and I even asked here on the YouTube channel for names for my little dress form, and I got lots of great names, but what I really liked was Dot, so I've been calling her Dottie. I just think it's kind of a cute, it's just a cute name, and it really goes with how she currently looks. So since she's half scale, I have made little half scale scarves. This is just a scrap of lining fabric that has some French maps on it that I thought was really cute. My scarf I'm going to be working with is about 30-inch square, so these are 15-inch squares. What we're going to do is make that cute halter, handkerchief looking halter you've probably seen, and all it is you take your scarf on an angle and you're going to turn down the corner, and that becomes your neckline, and then we sew together front and back under the arm here, and we have our little top. Now once we've done that, we have to decide what we're going to run through this neckline to make our shoulder, to make it hold together. I'm going to do it where it's exactly the same front and back, and it just has a string of some kind through it. I've seen it with ribbon that ties at the shoulder, a beautiful another scarf, a satin scarf that comes through and ties on one shoulder, which I really like. But I think I'm going to use corded elastic. I want something really fine and small and delicate, so that it's sort of open on the shoulder, but also stretchy, makes it really easy to get up and get on. Now, let's talk about what size scarf you need. I'm using a 30-inch scarf, which would work for me. It would also work for somebody smaller than me. The larger you are, the bigger the square you need. So if you're not working with a scarf, you can make your own very easily by just cutting a square of your favorite fabric. The softer and drapier the fabric is, the more flattering it will become on the body. If you have a very stiff fabric, it will just stand out from the body. You may want that look, but as a rule, it should be soft and drapey. So that's why scarves are great. This is a great project to go thrift. Go pick up a couple cute scarves. It can be different front to back. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You can also, if you want to make it even fuller, under here, let me grab some pins. When we get our little scarf on here, we're going to have the exact same thing in the back, kind of up high. Now, how much we turn back and our triangle that we turn back, that sort of thing, is determined by a couple of things, which is like if we want gathers or no gathers, and then this is going to get sewn under here. We're just going to sew that together, and that makes our shape. The higher up you sew, the more coverage you'll have under the arm to cover your strapless bra, if you're wearing one. But you can see how that looks. Now, if you're a really small person and you have a big scarf, you've got a dress, which would be so cute. I just wanted a soft little comfy top to wear. It's something you could easily make to throw over a swimming suit, that sort of thing. I'm going to show you now the fabric that I've chosen and how I'm going to create my scarves, and then I'll show you how we're going to make our top over at the sewing machine. Here are the beautiful scarf panels that I bought. They're dead stock, which means they were part of a line, probably an actual clothing line, and they're no longer using it. Here you can see where it came from. I'm pretty sure it's vintage. That is, it's probably 20 or 30 or 40 years old. Whoops. It's also very slippery. It just slid right off my table. But what I'm going to do, I have 6 of them. 6 panels. They're 2 wide. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the selvage off completely, and then I'm going to cut them apart by dividing exactly in between here along this black, and I'm going to roll hem it. So I'm going to make 6 scarves. Then we're going to get busy making our cute little top. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with all of the others, but I will have 4 more to play with after we use what we need for today's project. I'm trimming away the selvage and noticing as I go, can you see this? There's some staining, I don't know what else to call it, along the panels, and that's not shocking because this is old, dead stock, been in storage who knows where for a while. The black space between the panels is 2 inches, so if I mark carefully on the 1 inch line, I get very perfect borders for sewing up. Now, what I can't control is where it was cut before it was shipped to me, so this is a little uneven on this end, and the other end is worse. It has some pretty narrow spots in it, so I for sure will not be using this end for my project. You can see how narrow it gets right there. But this, I think both of these are going to be perfect. First thing I'm going to do is just turn back. Here you can see it here, I've turned back a corner. I've measured, it's 7 inches from the point to the fold, and I just made sure it was completely even. I'm going to do that front and back. I'm making it exactly the same both places. So I'm just going to stitch this at about 3/8 of an inch across because I'm using a fine little elastic. I don't need much of a turn back at all. I am choosing to just leave this back here and not cut it off. You could cut it off and seam finish it. You could make a complete casing if you want to. Because this is black, it doesn't really show. Now, if I wear this a few times and I see that this is shadowing through, I might get rid of it. Now that I've sewn my little casing at that little triangular end, I've pinned together, right sides together. You can see here's where I've turned down. And then I've measured down 8 inches and put a pin in it. I'm just going to sew shut from 8 inches down to this point here. So that little area is going to be my side seam. That's going to be under my arm. And 8 inches, I just measured on my body, and it's easy to change it if I see that I need to take it up or take it out a little bit. But 8 inches seems to be perfect for me. So I'm going to sew that up on both sides, and it's almost done. Then we're just going to put a little bit of elastic through here. Because this has a rolled hem, I don't have to do a very deep seam at all, so I'm going to be sewing pretty close to this rolled hem all the way down to make my seam. This is what the corded elastic looks like. It looks like a cord, but it's nice and stretchy. I've just cut off a hank of it. I'm going to fish it through my casing and try it on to see how long I need it. So my elastic ended up being 34 inches is what I needed, and then I actually took a little stitch through the knot. I just tied a knot in it to kind of hold that knot together, and I'm going to pull the knot through so it's on the inside of my casing where it can't be seen. This is it. Simple as can be. Here's the side seam. Look at how pretty it hangs. The back looks just like the front. Now, you can see how low it is on her. On me, it actually comes up a little higher, so it would hide a bra. But you could easily wear a bandeau under this, a swimming suit. Because of how it's made, if you had another scarf, you could easily cut that scarf into here. You could cut it in half, and you could make a skirt or a dress. It would be about the length of this longest peak down here. But let me show you another way you can style it. Look at how cute it is belted. Now I just chose one of my little elastic belts that I made to put on it, but you could tie a pretty sash around it and it would look lovely. I've seen this made where they've taken another scarf or a portion of the same scarf and sewn it on front and back and tied it at the neckline, so it's more, you have more of a collar. It sticks up on the neck higher. The whole thing comes up a little bit higher. It's very attractive though, and I would love to know if you make a project like this, or if this gets you excited about a different project, gets you thinking about something new and creative. Tag me on Instagram or leave a comment below and tell me what you made. So here it is on me. So you can kind of see this is the fit for a plus size gown. Move my hair out of the way so you can see this is the little strings. It fits in the back. You could definitely choose to have more or less gathers here. And cute, I really like it. What a comfy little thing to wear in the summer. I definitely could see throwing this over a swimming suit. Wearing this to the beach. Pretty cute. Would be very cute made out of bandana fabric. Yep, that would be really cute. Okay, just threw on a little belt with it so you can have a little more shape if you wanted to. not be so straight out, but have more of this fabric. I could see doing this again and maybe filling in the insets and making a full little soft drapey dress. I'm maybe trying that next. Made another top. I'm laid it out flat here so you can see there's the side seam. Here's my turn down for my little halter at the top. There's the underarm. I've got it laid out flat like this. I've taken another scarf and I've cut it in half diagonally. So I've got a triangle here, and we're going to take that triangle, make sure you're doing right sides together. We're going to put the point of the triangle here. One end is going to go all the way over to this edge, and the other one is going to go all the way over to this edge, and we're going to sew that up. Now I've got a V, so you're going to kind of sew one side and pivot and sew the other side, right sides together. So I'm going to pin that together so you can see how it looks. It doesn't look like much, but we're all pinned in. Here's my seam, here's my point, so you can see it goes off that way, and from this point it goes off that way. Make sure you seam finish that bias edge. Be real careful. It's stretchy. You could get quite a ripple in it. And make sure you do right sides together. So I filled in where it V's up. I filled in with another scarf. You could do a whole scarf, but it's really long. Like when I tried it on, it drug the ground by quite a few inches. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to sew in both sides, put in my neck elastic, and show you what it looks like. Looky there, we have a dress. That is so cute. I'm really pleased. Let me show you a little closer. So the top is pretty much the same. This time I took 3 pieces of my cord and I braided them to give a little bit wider, a little more substantial strap. And then this side, this part was sewn exactly the same. And then there you can see how it's got an inset to make it a dress. On me, this is below the knee. I did use the pieces that were not perfect, so I have, I think it's on this side, let's see here. You can see how narrow that is. This is where there just wasn't enough because of how it was sent to me. And it's got pooky little, it's kind of got a shape there on the side seam, but it lays so pretty it just disappears. All right, let's put a belt on it and see how we like it belted. Well, I think I like the dress better than the top. It's so cute. I'm just super pleased. I love how it has a little chevron at the bottom. I like everything about it. Okay, go forth and sew. See you next week for another fun video.